Okay, we're now ready for Enharmonic Notes Part 2. This is page 18 in your theory book, workbook, the written assignments book. I want to start by showing you this. This is actually, I just blew this up from the previous page, page 17. It's the picture of the keyboard. In order to answer these questions, you need to refer to that picture on the back side of this page. Or you create your own key like I did here. That'll help as well. Before we begin, I want to point a few things out. Notice between the two white keys here, between E and F and B and C, there is no black key here and there is no black key here. And that's what a piano looks like, so you just have to know that that's how they're able to find the notes and know where an F is or where C is, etc. For right now, because you're going to come across these, I'm going to help you by showing you a few things. This F is also called E. So I'm going to take that letter and move it over here. Sharp. Because basically a sharp, as we know, raises a note by what we call half step. The very next note up on a piano, very next note up on your fingering chart. Well, this is also F. This is the very next note down, and you guessed it, flat. Okay? And the other place that we need to look out for, these two right here. So I'm making my key. I now know that E natural, also called E, is the same as F flat. F is also called E sharp. Well, guess what? B is also called C flat. C can also be called B sharp. Okay, now that we have our key, we're going to reference this. And if you don't have this, then you have it on the previous page, of course. But you need to know the enharmonic equivalent for some of these white keys as well. Okay, we're not really going to run into, I guess you could have A double flat and you could have F double sharp. But because it's more than a half step away, that's what it is. And yes, there is a thing called a double sharp. It looks like this, if you're wondering. It's an X. And a double flat looks like literally a double flat. Two flats next to it. And you're probably thinking, Mr. Oster, why would we ever use those things? We use those because of the direction the notes are going. Sometimes we want to show that it's doing a stepwise progression, even though it's a half step difference, or in some cases, a whole step difference. Depends on the composer's intent. Okay? I'm going to erase these guys so they don't confuse you because our key doesn't require double flats or double sharps yet. Let's go ahead and do the first one. Circle the measures in which the notes are not enharmonically equivalent. So this very first one, we have F sharp is the same as G flat. So I'm going to encourage you to do this first. Find your note names. And if you're doing the note naming in class daily, then you should probably be able to figure these out pretty quick. I'm going to leave the last two for you to do. Okay? F sharp is the same as G flat. Let's check. F sharp, same as G flat. Yes, don't need to do anything here. B flat, is that the same as C? No, they're a whole step away. B flat is not the same as C. So in this case, they had you circle it. That was your example provided. E sharp, right here. Is that the same as G flat? No. They're a half step away. Although they're close, they are not the same thing. Okay? So guess what? We need to circle that as well. D flat, same as C sharp. Here it is, D flat, C sharp. Yes, they are. And then you can do the last two on your own. Put a check next to it. Okay? Keep in mind you're doing treble clef, and on the next one you go right to bass clef. So you should be proficient at both treble and bass clef. The first one here, all cows eat grass, A sharp, C flat, D, E flat. I'll give you the ones with ledger lines. This is going to be B sharp, B, I'll do this one over here, F sharp, and this is going to be F sharp, and you can guess why. Because the rule still applies that the accidental carries throughout the measure. Okay? Unless otherwise indicated. So is A sharp the same as C flat. Let's look at our key. A sharp, C flat. Nope, those are two different notes on a piano keyboard. So we need to circle this one. Is D the same as E flat? D, E flat. Nope, they're different. Is B sharp the same as B? Here's B sharp, here's B. Nope. So there's quite a few here. This is the same. F sharp is the same as F sharp, obviously. And notice it's even on the same space. So they are the same. So you're going to have to go through these and figure that out. What are not enharmonically equivalent? What notes are not? I want you to go ahead and do this and this one on your own. So you'll find the note names and then you'll figure out if they are or aren't. Put a check here next to your bass clef one. Now we're going to do another treble clef one. C sharp, D flat, C flat, B sharp, this is where they get weird, F sharp, F natural, and you could do the last three on your own. Okay? Is C sharp the same as D flat? Let me scooch this up so you can see that. Is C sharp the same as D flat? C sharp, D flat, yes they are. Okay, is C flat the same as B sharp? C flat, B sharp, are they the same? No, that's a tricky one, so we're going to circle that one. Is F sharp the same as F natural? Natural would be any of the white keys. Nope, they're not the same. There you go. And I want you to go ahead and do the last three on your own. This would be a good spot to pause it, and I'm going to go on. Okay, number 2, identify these familiar songs. This is where it starts to get fun. So I'm going to scroll back. I'm going to play these for you, but first I'm going to recommend that we write the note names so we can figure them out. Scroll down, zoom in. Here's the first one, number 2. Okay? Get your note names first. D sharp, E flat, A sharp, B flat, C, B sharp, B flat, A flat, and yes, I want you to write your note names. G sharp, G natural, G, and that's going to be G natural. We can write natural if we want because it carries. Draw a little carry there. F, E sharp, D sharp. There you go. Okay. Now I'm going to walk over to the piano. The rhythms are really easy on this one, so I don't really need to worry about rhythms. It's the notes that are tricky, because normally we wouldn't write music like that because it looks weird. Okay. Let's see. That's going to be our first note. 1 and 2 and ostro go. A flat, E sharp. Wonder what that is. Twinkle, twinkle. That's right, it's that one. Twinkle, twinkle. So the name of the song, we need to write Twinkle, Little Star. Of course, the only way you would figure that out, you could either play it on your own instrument, you could transpose it to bass clef and just play those notes going up and down, practice it yourself, or just play it on a piano. The next one, we're going to put check here, also in treble clef. Write your note names again. A flat, G sharp, A natural, C flat, B natural, A, G sharp, G flat, F flat, E natural, G flat, G sharp, A flat, F sharp, and G flat. Boy, that one's got to be weird. Okay, let's figure out what this one is. Probably another simple melody, but written so bizarrely because of the enharmonic notes, it makes it difficult to do. Okay, here's going to be our first note, A flat, also called G sharp. 1 and 2 and ostro and go. I already know what it is. F sharp, G sharp. Oh, there you go. Ode to Joy. Okay, of course, a famous one made famous by Beethoven. Let's put a check next to that one. We're going to scroll down now, and we're going to do this one. Write our note names again. Also in treble clef, A, C flat, A. Now it's interesting, they put an A and then a natural here, but it's the same thing. But if they put a natural there, then I'm going to write it the way they did. C flat, A, E sharp. There you go. Let's hear what this sounds like. First note's going to be an A. C flat is the same as B, so we'll end up going there. A, B, it does that a couple times, and then A, B, 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 A, B, A. E sharp is the same as F natural. Okay, this will be interesting. 1 and 2 and ostro and go. A natural, B natural, A, C flat, C natural, B, A. Oh, I'm on the wrong note. Let me backtrack that. I'm on the second to last measure. A, C flat, also called B natural, C natural, B, A. C flat is the same as B. Okay, I'm going to play the last two measures for you without messing up. Pretty sure all of these are in your method book, except for Twinkle. Okay, so this one is going to be Sakura. And I'm certain I probably said that wrong. Okay, but that's a famous one. We'll put a check here. And we have one last one we're going to do here for fun. Also in treble clef. A flat, E sharp, G sharp, G sharp, F, A flat, A sharp, A flat, F sharp, F natural, E flat, E sharp, also called F, G flat. And if you want, you can go back and rewrite these. G sharp, F, A flat. Give the enharmonic equivalents for each one of these. Which of course would make it easier to read. Okay. Now, as I'm reading these, I might choose to only go with the flat version or the sharp version. And if I go with the flat version, then I use flats and naturals. If I go with the sharp version, then I use sharps and naturals. So I'm going to do it flat first. A flat, F, A flat, A flat, F, A flat. Now I'm going to B flat, B flat, A flat. Now that should be G flat, G flat, F, E flat, F, G flat. With a great big paddywhack, give a dog a bone, that one. Okay, now I'm going to do the sharp version. G sharp, G sharp, E sharp, G sharp, G sharp, F, G sharp. Okay, now I'm going to stay with the sharp, so A sharp, A sharp, G sharp, F sharp, F, D sharp, F, or E sharp, F sharp. That's right. That's one is called This Old Dude. We'll call it This Old Man to stay consistent. Put your check here. And we are done with that one. That was fun.